Hello and welcome to day 3 in the Release, Remove, and Create Your Desired Reality 5-day energetic experience. I'm so glad you're back with me on day 3. Now, over the first 2 days, we focused in on releasing the past, past experiences, past choices. Woo. And that the things from the past actually can be one of the things that's resisting and blocking you now in the present. Woo. And that's what we'll be talking about today, what's resisting or blocking you in the present. So the first part we want to do is change anywhere you've said or thought that something is blocking you, preventing you from doing something that you would like to do. Now, while that might feel real and true, it's actually not. And when we define it as something that's blocking you, a block is something that's really hard to move through because it's a block. It's there. So we want to change anything from blocking you, which actually isn't true, to something is resisting you. Woo. And that resistance can be many things, but resistance you can move and push through. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, that you're the strongest energetic force in your life. There is nothing stronger than you. Well, the only thing stronger than you is you. And so that's why any kind of limiting belief, anything that's you think isn't good enough about you, that becomes true. And what we want to do is change and shift anything that's disempowering to change it to it's something that's actually more empowering, but actually is probably also more true. Because most of those limiting beliefs you feel about yourself, there's only a small part of them that's true. And what can happen is we extrapolate that small part to making it all real and true. So what's an example of that? Well, most of us have a part of us that thinks, well, we're probably not good enough in this certain area or in this certain aspect of our lives. We're not quite good enough. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of energy on that. And what does that really mean? Well, is it true that you could be better in certain areas? Yes. Of course it is. But does it mean that you're actually really limited or wrong or small in those other areas? Well, no. And so what we want to do is change it. So instead of saying that you're not good enough, is, shifting it to, oh, would you like to be better? And this is what often happens is we have this intention, this belief that's actually a good thing, that you would like to be better. But then what we do is we tend to judge ourselves for not already being there yet. Whoa, yikes. Wow. So all those intentions that you would like to be, you'd like to do this better, you would like to be able to accomplish this, everywhere you've taken those desires and intentions and made yourself wrong or judged yourself for not already having those or not already being that level. Ooh, yikes. That was a big energy on not being there at that level yet. Whoa. Yeah. And so what we want to do is change and shift that because you probably remember back when you were in grade school, or you can imagine someone being in grade school just learning how to do multiplication tables and then having them saying, oh, well, we think you actually should be able to do these calculus equations. Ugh, yikes. Yeah, that's impossible for that young child to go that far. So should that young child be judged for not being able to do calculus or really advanced math when they're just learning their arithmetic? No. So all the places you've been judging yourself for not already being where you would like to be, and everywhere that's been to your disadvantage and actually preventing you from actually moving that way. Because the more resistance, the more judgment you have around anything, it makes it harder to achieve. So if you're already putting yourself down thinking, oh, you should already have accomplished this, yikes, that creates this energetic weight, this energetic pressure that makes it even harder for you to accomplish that. Yeah, and this is one of those ones where it's kind of been promoted in society that if you judge yourself as being wrong enough, bad enough, that's supposed to motivate you to create change. Yeah, and the thing is that's 100% not true, because the more that you're judging yourself, thinking that you really should be doing this, it actually makes it harder for you to accomplish it, because not only do you have to move through the resistance and the inertia to actually accomplish that, you have to move through those beliefs that you're not good enough or that you don't already have that. Well, and one of the other parts around any kind of critical beliefs we have about ourselves is often they're not actually your beliefs. And you're going, Max, what is that? Well, what happens is being a super energetically aware person, you can pick up on other people's thoughts or things that they even said to you when you were younger. And a lot of us, when we were younger, we didn't have those really nurturing, supporting parents. Ugh, yikes. I get that a lot of you didn't. And they often said things that were really critical of you. And then you internalized it because you were a small child trying to figure out what's going on in this world. And then you had those beliefs or those what other people said about you, things like you weren't good enough or you always make mistakes. You're always breaking things. Ooh, and that happens from when you're a little kid. And we can hold on to those beliefs thinking that they're real and true, and also thinking that they're you when they actually aren't. And I think, as I mentioned before, anything that you create, like if you created a belief, you can change it. But if you didn't create that belief, if that belief was from someone else that you just accepted as being true, you can't change it, but you can kick it out. You can remove it. Whoa, yikes. So, all those internal beliefs, or any internal beliefs that you think are true about you, you think that they're your thoughts about you, whoa, when they actually were energies and beliefs and thoughts that you picked up or were broadcast at you by other people, other adults, other friends, coworkers, whoa, yikes. All of those that you thought were your beliefs, your thoughts, that actually aren't your beliefs and aren't your thoughts. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all those to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Whoosh, out, 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 out. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah. And this is one of the parts too, is like when we are trying to move through something that's resisting you now, and we do energetic work around it, it usually feels a lot better right in the beginning. And then sometimes it feels like it came back. Woo. And this is one of those tools I want you to look at too, is look at it like anything that feels like it came back, never say it came back, because that's one of those things that can really discount your power. What's actually more true is when you're having an experience now, moving through a challenge now, and you clear out even all the energies that are up, that if that challenge is still there, like let's say you have a challenge with your boss at work, and we do energetic releasing work, and we release what you believe it means, we release what you think is going to happen. Whoa, we release any emotions you're feeling around that. You can be in a really clear space and can start moving forward. But if that situation at work, for example, doesn't completely change, it's those energies get recreated. They're kind of like being like, if you think about it, like uh, energies of like if you're out in the rain, and then if you've been out in the rain for a while, you get wet, and then the only really way to change it is to come inside, turn into some nice clothes, and you feel warm and dry. But if you go back outside, the rain is going to slowly build up and make you wet again. And so this is kind of similar what happens with experiences that we have in this world, because you're an energetic being, and you just being in the world is going to interact with other people, other emotions, other energies. Woo, yeah. And so what can happen is we can discount the work we've done because it seems like something came back. But what often happens, like I mentioned before, is it's not that it really came back. It's more that it was recreated or those energies built up again. Another example of this is you've probably noticed like when you go away on vacation, and after you've been on vacation for a week or so, you feel really relaxed, you feel like more yourself, and then when you come back to your regular life, things that were bothering you before you went on vacation don't bother you. Um, and you feel really good. And then after a few more days, the energies that you are surrounded with kind of like build up again, and then things bother you again, almost like you didn't go on vacation. Whoa. And I look at that as it's because you're this energetically aware being, and anything that you're out exposed to, you're interacting with, you're also picking up and sensing the energies and emotions that are beneath the surface. This is what makes doing things for energetically aware people a little bit harder than for the regular muggle type people, because anything that you're doing, even if it just seems like a simple physical action, maybe going out and going to the store, you're going to be interacting with other energies and emotions that are beneath the surface. Now, your energetic capacities are actually pretty amazing. I often think of them as a superpower, but any superpower that's stuck on full becomes a limitation. Whoa. Yes. And so you can think about it like Superman or Wonder Woman. If they couldn't turn off their super strength, if they went to reach for a glass of water, it would crush in their hands. Or if they cared about someone and went to give them a hug, well, that wouldn't turn out so well. And what many of us have is our superpowers have been turned up on full, our energetic awareness. And this is one of the tools that you can also use is anytime that things are feeling like a little bit too much, you're in a situation with a lot of energies and emotions, you can ask your energetic awareness to turn down. So anywhere, even right now, that your energetic awareness is turned up too high or stuck on high. Whoa, yikes, I get it. Like many of you, it's stuck on high. We want to just ask to turn that down to a contributive level. And one of the tricks around that is you never can turn your awareness 100% off. And that's one of the things that many of us tried to do when we were kids. It's like we had all this awareness and we go, oh, I just don't want it to end. I want it to stop. Well, it's kind of like trying to make yourself not breathe. You can't do it, but you can turn it down. Whoa. So anything preventing your awareness from turning down to a contributive level, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. And sometimes it can be helpful to do a physical action to help you change energetic awareness. So for example, you can imagine your energetic awareness being a big dial, and then you can turn that dial down. So turn your awareness dial down, turn your awareness dial down, turn your awareness dial down. Ooh, that feels really good. And then another thing is because you have this amazing energetic awareness and you're trying to do something, you're trying to take a step, and it feels harder than it should be. All that really means is there's just some energetic energies and emotions that need to be released before you can easily take that step. And this is another place that we've often judged ourselves for being not good enough, thinking like, why is it so hard for me to send this one email? Or why is it so hard for me to leave the house and go out to the supermarket? All that really means is there's energies under the surface that need to be released and cleared. And when you release and clear those by using the energetic tools like I've been demonstrating for you here, the vaporize and liquefy, that gives you more strength to step into those next steps that you would like to take. So instead of looking at like, why is it so hard for you to do a certain step or take that next step to create more in your life, instead go, oh, what's in the way here? What energies or emotions or beliefs need to be changed or cleared? Whoa. So what energies, emotions, and beliefs are preventing you from taking your next step? Ugh. And everything that is, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. So that's one of the really cool things about being an energetically aware person is for anything that's feeling that you can't do it or is feeling harder than it should be, all that means is there's some energies or emotions to clear out, to run some energetic clearings. And you guys also have access to the recenter and reclaim energetic audio. And you can play that to step into more of your authentic strength, to clear out those energies and then give you more access to your authentic strength, power, and confidence. Whoa. And then one of the other tools is anything that you're trying to move through that does seem too hard, or even when you're in a really tough situation and you're just looking for how can you move through it more easily, is you can ask, what awareness, energy, and frequency can you and your body be to easily move through this? Whoa. And this is one where we're energetically receiving. We're not actually doing an official quote unquote clearing or releasing. We're actually receiving energies. So let me explain it to you again. So it's what awareness, energy, and frequency. So we're tapping into downloading more extra awareness. So what do you need to be aware of to help move through this? What energy? Are there different energies that you need? What frequency? Basically is like, can you vibrate at a slightly different frequency that would help you move through this? So we're looking at it on a many different levels. And when we're asking that question, we're kind of asking an energy of the creation field, energy from your infinite being, energy from the universe to be able to change and shift something, whether it's in you or outside of you, to make the situation easier to move through. So, what awareness, energy, and frequency can you and your body be to more easily move through or to change the situation to you and your body's authentic advantage? Ooh, and then just receive, receive, receive. Ooh. And then one of the tools that you can do to increase your receiving is to take your hand and to touch your heart, your chest, and that's just giving you more energy, and it's also putting a directed place for those energies to flow. Awesome. Yeah. And then if you haven't already, you can join the live Zoom that's going to be coming up in probably an hour or so. And in that, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what we talked about today and also asking your energetic questions. And any of these videos or the Zoom calls are all going to be available on the Release, Remove, and Create website. So there are links to each day's videos and the Zooms. So if you missed any of those or want to repeat them, you can do that there. And I'll also put some notes underneath each of those videos that will help explain some things. Or if people had questions and they wanted more information, I'll put that information there. So awesome. So thanks for going with me on this journey today. I look forward to seeing you either in the live Zoom later today or in our next video tomorrow. Bye for now.